Here. Hi, I'm Matt Lillard, and I want to take this opportunity to...
Hi, I'm Skeet Ulrich. I'm going to take my shirt off. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
We started this routine. Where was that?
Hi, guys.
Kicking chairs.
If you've never seen us do a Q&A, all we do is talk about ourselves. It's awesome.
Well, let's start by talking about you guys, first of all. Thank you all for making the effort to be here. I know we've all been cooped up and battling and living our lives and doing shit, so thank you.
That was so well said. That way to start it out.
Thank you, bro. I learned from you.
That was good. So what we usually do, I know sometimes people host this. Dave's a great host of these. By the way, how about Dave? How fucking great is he? You want to know a funny story? True story. About 10 years ago, I got an email from my agent saying, some guy has invited you to a convention to go sign autographs. Do you want to go? I'm like, yeah. I can make money and feed my kids and sign autographs? I have the worst penmanship and the worst autograph in this industry.
So I used to sit on the corner of Sunset in Hollywood and like just...
Those are, we don't talk about those days. We don't talk about those days. So what we like to do is we like to just answer your questions. So instead of us talking, you guys ask us a question. We'll do the best that we can to represent our lives in a real way. We're not big fans of
lying.
Well, just about making our life seem greater than it is. There's ebbs and flows to our career, so we like to speak to that. We like to speak to the good times, the bad times, and everything in between. So ask a question and we'll do our best to answer honestly.
It's really cold in the middle.
Moving away.
It's really cold.
Are you getting feedback? Okay, good. All right, who has the first question? Yes, over here, I'm coming to you. Stand up, couple. Oh no, don't stand up, dude. What's your question?
Hi, one thing, huge fan of the Scream series, but was it true that you guys didn't know who Ghostface was?
Well, we knew it was us. We just didn't know when it was us.
We still don't know.
No.
That's like the most popular question. Like, did you kill Tate? I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I wish we did.
I started making shit up.
We make shit up all the
We
time.
just talked about not telling lies up here, but yeah.
Who do you want us to have killed?
I killed Drew. I had to kill Drew. Did you see those gazelle-like strides after her?
Sure, yeah. Do you know the movie was originally NC-17? Oh, I'm sorry. Everyone knows.
Shit, well.
Okay.
Tell us some stuff that happened. Well,
yeah, hello.
So, let me go.
Yeah.
You're upstairs. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, the only one who raised his hand. Awesome. I'm gonna
be the shortest Q&A ever.
Sorry.
Huge fan, first of all. In Scream, with the script.
Oh, that is awesome.
How much of the queer subtext was actually in the script between your characters?
Just on the weekend.
Zero.
Just on the weekend.
Zero. It's just a chemistry thing.
He is a piece of ass. No.
He is an ass I had a piece of.
Thank you. Happy Pride. No, it wasn't, but we don't stand in the way of that storyline. We love that. I mean, maybe Kevin planned that. And I think that we had a synergy on set. I think that Nav and Skeet and I all went through that huge sequence at the end, which took like a week to shoot. Like the end of the movie took a week to shoot, all in the house. And there was a brotherhood in that scene that was, we all established that anyways. We were young. So the thing about Scream that nobody understands really is that nobody had any expectations for it to be anything else other than just another shitty horror movie. right? I mean, Wes Craven hadn't done God Bless His Soul, hadn't done a hit movie in a long time. Kevin Williamson, nobody knew of, and it starred 2 women that were on television, which back then, it just didn't happen. So nobody had an expectation that here we would be 25 years later still talking about the film. So there's something about that experience, about not having an expectation, about just being in the moment, being young kids, and making a movie and having like one of the greatest times of all of our lives. Because it was a blast, because we were young, we had no stress, and it ended up being something extraordinary. That moment becomes special to all of us in our careers. So yeah.
In fact, Miramax was ready to pull the plug after the first week of shooting, which was all the Drew Barrymore sequence. They were like, we want to shut it down. We're not going to keep filming this. And it took Wes and a couple of the producers putting a cut together of the beginning of the movie, sending it to New York to Bob Weinstein and Harvey Weinstein, and them going, oh, okay, yeah, no, we like this, keep going. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been here. Thanks to Wes and Marianne, basically. Kathy Conrad.
In the back with the red hair. Hi. You can't.
Are there mics on the
you
side?
You can't hear her, but she's saying I'm way better looking in real life.
Do you have a mic on? No?
By the way, that's a George Clooney joke, and I steal it every time. And I say it every time because I can bring in George Clooney. He talks long enough that I will get back here and tell him. Keep on that. So there I am with George Clooney. By the way, the greatest role in the.
All right, you can be quiet.
Hold on a second. I'm telling you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Where was I?
Up front.
The greatest role in the history of cinema? I'm sorry I'm grabbing you. Is the guy that slept with George Clooney's wife, and that was me. In The Descendants. So when she was tired of George Clooney, she went to Matthew Lillard.
Wow.
Holla at your boy. Holla! Alright, sorry, go ahead.
All right, are you ready?
Hi, Velma. Oh, that's Daphne.
Hi. I'm here to bother my friend who has a huge crush on you, and she's dressed as Velma.
She has amazing taste in men.
My question to you is, I'm going to be that kind of guy. I've never seen Scream, and I would like to know from you if when I will watch it. What do you have me to expect from this? I know you from Riverdale, and I know you was Shaggy, and what should I go into Scream looking for?
Apparently a lot of comedy. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really great question. My wife just saw it for the first time at the 20th anniversary, and I don't know. That's crazy.
I think probably what you can expect is it's funnier than you would think it is.
I don't know if it still holds up. I don't trust any of you sons of bitches. I think it's one of those movies that you look at now, and if you're a fan of horror, and you haven't seen Scream, you've seen 20 versions of it. But the interesting thing about that movie is that it broke a mold. So what happened before the movie was made, movies were super focused on being timeless. Because you would make a movie, and then it would go to the film, the film would go to the theaters, and that would be the life of the movie. And then it may show on TV again in like 10, 15 years. Like before VHS, before Showtime, Cinemax, all that stuff. Like movies were trying to be timeless. So they didn't want clothes that were of the time period. They sort of wanted to make it generalized so that the movie, if you watched it in 20 years, would still be relevant. And then along came Scream, and then it was of the moment, in the moment. And it broke a mold of like, breaking down that timeline. Does that make sense? Like all of a sudden, Kevin Williamson was like, no, I want to talk about something that is so relevant right now that is going to play in the theaters today. And so, I don't know, I think now they're doing that all the time.
Huh? Sorry, I wasn't listening. He's right. Let me just say that.
I love David Naughton, by the way. Danny Trejo. Chris Randall. Those are good. You got good stars this weekend. Good work. I think this is my third time with you.
Mine too.
Is it 4? I'm never coming back. He's done with me. Yeah. Does that make sense? And I think you'll like it. And I was very young. Yes, with the orange hair. I'm so tired, I can't even see straight. I don't know, my line was long. Our line was long.
They're
a long
all
line.
long.
You're scary looking. Hi.
Hi. Is there any movies either of you turned down that you wish you did not?
I'm super slutty. I turned very few things down. If you have a movie, I'll do it. Oh, I'm ready.
He just hired a new agent too, so.
What? Any movies you turned down?
Yeah, I mean, but not that I regret not doing necessarily. I turned down Armageddon.
This is your phone.
That is my fault.
Okay.
But I don't regret not doing that. I don't think so.
I'll tell you a movie. I'll tell you a show that I had for a second that I regretted not getting. So I auditioned for this thing, and the casting director was like, "It's a big part." And I'm like, "Great, what is it?" Like, "It's a big part." So they sent me the signs. I'm like, "Well, what's the show?" I'm like, "Well, we'll tell you when you get here." So I memorized this whole long monologue. And I get there, I'm like, "I don't even know what is the show?" She goes, "Okay, do you know the show The Walking Dead?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." She goes, "There's a character named Negan." So I went in to do Negan, and I auditioned, and I got feedback that they were like, "They love you, it was great. They want to do it a little more serious," because I was kind of like funny, but crazy. And they're like, we want him to be more masculine and badass. I'm like, "You've come to the right place. I got you." I just clutched my pearls for like the third time in this Q&A. So I went back again, and then they had me come back a third time. And so they're like, it's between him and another guy. The other guy has the offer. But if the guy doesn't take the offer, they're gonna go to Matt. So I get a phone call. No, I don't get a phone call. All of a sudden I find out they went with, what's his name? Jeffrey Dean, son of a bitch, man. So they went with Jeffrey Dean. And then I saw the showrunner at Comic-Con a couple years later, and he's like, "You actually had the part for like 20 minutes. And then their agent called back, and they said he wants the job. And so I didn't get the job. And so every time I see some son of a bitch walking around with a Negan shirt, I'm like, dude! He's very handsome. He was a great Negan. But we would have been different. That was my story. I talk too much, I'm sorry. You're not impressed.
All right, I got a question over here.
How much leeway did they give you for, on set to come up with your own lines for a screen? Because it seems like a lot of it is from your own personalities, would fit very well with you guys. How much of it did they give you could ad-lib and do on set?
Well, we never really had any parameters, but sometimes things came up just in the moment, and we were always free to go with it, and some of them got used.
And sometimes people hit you with a phone. And he's a fucking dick.
And then the line is born.
Yeah. So in the movie, we were taping, we were shooting, and I don't know, you threw the phone at my head.
I wasn't meaning to throw it at
That's a lie, he hates me. And he hit me with the phone, and I dropped the F-bomb. Sorry if there's kids here, but I dropped the F-bomb. And I said, "You made the fucking phone, you fucking did whatever."
Yeah.
And there was one, in a PG-13, you're allowed one F-bomb. And that F-bomb, Rose McGowan had the F-bomb originally. But they cut her line and gave me the F-bomb. And to this day, Rose is still pissed. Still. But in that last sequence, like, we would get hyped up and you'd be in a space and shit would come out and they kept some of it and then cut most of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was the great thing about Wes. He let people embody the character. He would let you do what you're gonna do and bring to it what you were gonna bring to it. Which is the greatest sort of collaboration you can have as an actor. So he was very gifted in that and there was no ego when he directed. He just wanted what was best for the movie. So.
Well said. You pick.
I'll go to the back.
See you later.
Check out my butt as I walk. Check out my butt. I don't have a butt. I have a long back. What's your question? Is it easier to die on screen?
Is what? Why didn't you give her the mic?
I'm gonna help her out and try to translate.
Okay.
Is it easy to die on screen? Is that right?
It's better than dying in life. Every that.
A, and B, you're never in the fucking sequel. You want to be in the sequel, because that's where you get paid. Never die on screen.
But her question was, is it easy as an actor? Like,
No, is it easy? I mean, because I know that you got to go through a lot with is there a lot of takes? Basically.
my death in Scream was one take because the makeup took about 2.5 hours. It's like a fake forehead piece with a squib behind it and a blood pack. And
How'd you die?
I get shot in the forehead.
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
What a setup. You see how it's
see this shit?
You're a setup master.
There are kids in this audience. Sorry.
Yeah. None of them younger than you.
Next question.
Oh, man, I have a question.
What's your question?
Why are you way back there?
This is where the people are.
Everybody's hurt. Their necks are hurting.
Yes, I have a question for you. How did you get discovered and how do I get discovered?
You just did.
Today's your lucky day, you handsome son of a bitch.
He was not talking to the same person, by the way. For those of you listening forward.
How did you get discovered?
Well, I mean, I was doing a lot of plays in New York, and then directors would come see plays, and then I wound up doing an after-school special for a director who had a feature film she was doing after that she asked me to play a part in, a really small part. And I went down to Baltimore and I did the read-through, and the part that they were waiting on an answer for was Brad Pitt's part. And so he wasn't there, and it was a Winona Ryder film, and they were like, well, just read that part since you're here. And so I read it, and then we finished the reading, and Winona and the director asked me to play that part, and they dropped the offer to Brad.
Where's he now?
Exactly. He's not here with all these good people.
I was an extra in a movie called Ghoulies Go to College.
That's how you got discovered?
Literally. I was a non-union extra.
Who saw that?
Well, I was a non-union extra, which means you get paid like $50 a day for like a 16-hour day. It was awesome. And on the last day, basically I was part of like the fraternity, and on the last day they had to do a reshoot to the first day. And every day I would like say, if you say 5 consecutive words on film, they have to make you a part of the union. It's called Taft-Hartley. So I would literally walk on set, we'd start doing rehearsal, and I would go, let's do homework tonight, guys. And everyone thought it was funny. Oh, ha, 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 Matt, you're so funny. I was trying to do my Taft-Hartley, and everyone knew what I was doing. So I did that for like 2 weeks. And on the last day, they had to do a reshoot of the entire first day. And the entire first day is a pan around in a circle of the entire fraternity. And I told them, if you don't make it worth my while, I'm not coming in. So then the assistant director and the assistant director and then the UPM, the unit production manager, and the executive producer all called me and said, "You'll never work again." And then I was like, well, if I'm never gonna work again, I'm definitely not going to work. And then the head producer called me and said, "Did you really say that?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "You'll come in tomorrow and I'll give you a Taft Hartley. That's a ballsy move." And then an agent heard that story, and then I went out, and my first audition was a show called Skate TV, and I've been famous ever since! That's a laugh. The funny thing is, I did Skate TV on Nickelodeon, and I took my mom and my dad and my sister to breakfast, and I said, "You guys, we have to go to Disneyland, because I'm on a Nickelodeon show, and if we don't go to Disneyland now, I will never be able to go to Disneyland because I'll be mobbed. And I'll be so famous." Cut to I was at Disneyland like a year ago and nobody gave a single shit. I'm like, zoinks, zoinks. Zoinks. Like, dude. Sorry.
Who's next?
I gotta pull up my pants.
Oh, hang on.
I gotta get over my fat bits.
Skeet, I love you, but this.
Whoa! I'm right fucking here.
So I loved you in Serial Mom. Do you have any cool John Waters
I
stories?
do, I have so many.
Okay, cool.
First of all, the first scene I ever did by myself, he was like, "Do it again, don't do it so faggy." John Waters. I was like, I wasn't. That was not the objective. That was the first note I ever got as an actor on my own single. Do it again. So faggy. Another funny thing is that my first day of work in my acting history, outside of being a host on Nickelodeon Skeet TV, was the day that Waco, Texas blew up with David Koresh. So I have a moment in my calendar that I know signifies the beginning of the first, the first day I worked as an actor. So it's kind of interesting that you'll go back and if anyone looks that date up, that's the first day I started working. Can somebody Google that? How long have I been here? But he was amazing, and Kathleen Turner was amazing, and it was my first movie, and Sam Waterston and I would play chess every day. And I love chess. I play chess all the time. And we would play every day, and I'm like, "I'll see you next week," because we were shooting in Baltimore. And I was like, "I'll see you next week, we'll play chess in New York." He's like, "Oh, buddy, that's not how the film industry works." I'm like, "What are you talking about? We're like a family. We see each other all the time. I love you, you love me." And Kathleen Turner said, "Doing a movie is like being in a family with a built-in divorce." And I was like, no! And I'm like, "We will be friends." I have never seen either one of them the rest of my life. That was at least 30 years ago, and I'm still lonely. This is the worst Q&A ever.
Wait till he starts crying.
We did that last time.
Yeah, we did. I was there for that. That was good. That was.
I cried the last Q&A. I cried very easily.
Really, really.
I cry all the time. Yes, pink hair. Yes.
So, Scream 5.
Scream 5.
Yeah, are you both going to be in it?
We're not in it. I said I was going to be in it?
Said he wants to be in it.
Who did I never said that.
I heard you say, don't even.
Who?
Don't even.
First of all, who are you? Second of all, I'm not in it. Sorry. I wish I would. I'll tell you right now, start one of those fucking write-in campaigns. It's a TV. He lives. By the way, do you know I was in Scream 3? Yeah. I was supposed to be in Scream 3. And then, the premise of Scream 3 was that a group of high school killers start killing people. And somebody's running that group of killers from prison, and that was me. And then 3 months before it happened, Columbine happened. So they changed the script. The only good thing Hollywood has ever done. You pick. I always pick. You pick.
Aww.
Have we been talking too much? I haven't been nearly funny enough. We have to be more funny.
Oh, more funny.
More funny.
More funny. Not funnier.
Funny?
More funny.
Not funny?
More funny. Who's gonna have a funny question? You might have a funny question.
Actually, it is the ubiquitously funny question. I would like to know what your number is. Your phone number.
That's not funny, that's creepy.
It's 4. My number is 4.
We're very old.
Wait.
His number is 2.
I want to hear what you would.
709.
If you even had a question. I bet. He looks like he has good questions. Wait. He's formulating.
Well, why are you waiting for somebody? There's 100 people here.
I know. Jesus. Okay. All right.
So, what was the worst shooting experience that both of you guys ever went through?
Who are you going to throw under the bus? Can you do it without naming names?
I will only talk shit about 3 people in my entire career.
Oh, here you go.
I will tell you their names right now. Are you ready? Skeet Ulrich. No, I would never do that. But if anyone asks me about 3 actors, I will tell you they're horrible. But I will never go out of my way to bury them. I once literally shot for 22 hours on a thing called Vanishing Sun. It was like the second show I ever did. It was the end of their season and they had to finish, and I shot for 22 hours. Man down.
Sorry, we're just...
Yes, Velma. Daphne, Velma. No, what's the worst experience you ever had?
Where I had one.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Who was it?
I'm not gonna say who it was, but Wes was directing it. Mm-hmm. God, my ear is really numb. No, don't do that. Yeah, I mean, I did Cursed with Wes, and then they decided we were like 4 weeks from finishing filming, and Miramax decided they were gonna stop production, rewrite the script, and start all the way over again. That's like a $60 million movie. It was crazy the amount of money they had. And I decided they paid us to wait 2 months for them to rewrite it, and then we had options out, and it was already kind of a debacle, so I stepped out. But yeah, somebody on there, I'm not gonna say it, but somebody drank a lot.
Oh my God, I'm right here. I have 1 drink.
Every set.
Who put that there? Yes, Velma.
Other than Scream, and I guess for you, Scooby-Doo, what are your guys' all-time favorite movies you guys were in? Other than Scream and Scooby-Doo.
That was so fast. I've never been faster in my life.
I mean, in terms
Did
of...
you just say Summer Catch? That dude's drunk.
I don't know. I mean, I have a few, to be honest. Like, and mainly because of the experience of making them, but As Good as It Gets was a blast. I had about 12 scenes cut out of it, so I spent a lot of time on it, and Jack was amazing. I did one with Gary Oldman called Nobody's Baby that was so much fun, and he's...
I think a baby just screamed.
And then Ride with the Devil, the Civil War film that Ang Lee did that we shot for 7 months, and is the only unreleased Ang Lee movie, but it was a good one. So those were great to me. I don't know.
I'm in a movie called SLC Punk. That's
I guess you guys saw that one.
I very rarely get to play number one on the call sheet, which is you're the lead. And it's the only time in my life pretty much I've been the lead. So I like that movie.
And you were fucking amazing!
Thank you. All right.
I love you too, Skeet!
Thank you.
This is falling apart.
Anthony, baby!
Ask the devil a question.
Devil, what's your question? Yeah.
Devil, can we hear you?
Devil, can we hear you?
Oh, God, that scared
We have 10 minutes. Your questions better be good because I'm going to be asleep in 12 minutes.
All right. Let's hear your.
I'm gonna be that guy. What's your favorite scary movie?
Ooh. Easy. That was easy. The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Terrifying.
Scream? I have no other answer. Yes, you with your tattooed hands. No, yes, you. Jaya? Who are these seats saved for? The Queen? You shall not sit here, but proclamation of the Chancellor. Yes. No stupid questions. Aquarius, next question. No, I'm kidding, it's a joke. Thank you so much.
Wow.
What's your favorite song?
Right now?
Songs are not my
right
favorite.
now. Scar Tissue.
What?
Red Hot.
Is that Britney? I don't have one. I'm old.
Box Concerto. No.
Yes, David Bowie, yes.
We all love Scream, but how did you feel when you got the part in 13 Ghosts?
That's a horrible movie. Sorry. I'll fist fight anyone outside who says it's good. To the death, it's terrible. I'll never forget the funny thing about that movie. F. Murray Abraham, who won an Academy Award, was sitting in Vancouver in like February in a rainstorm, in a junkyard at the beginning of the movie. You know, when some monsters coming through and they're pouring blood in the junkyard. I rest my case. A horrible movie. The junkyard blood scene. And he's standing on this pile of cars. He's got a wind machine in his face and it's raining. And the director's screaming on a bullhorn something. And he says, "This movie isn't about the fucking special effects!" And I was freezing going, I think it is actually. I actually think this movie is about the special effects. I was like, he was on the wrong movie. But that here's the thing I know about that movie. That movie was shot in a glass house on a stage with 50, 100 watt lights, 1,000 watt lights shooting through glass. And you look at a ghost and like literally their makeup would be falling off of their face. So yeah.
Smart.
I feel we're not leaving until all your hands have been answered. We're here all night. That's a lie.
You gotta get the claw in the air.
Yes, I'm on it.
5 years ago, I was really small and I had blue hair and I had stitches all over my face, and you came over to me and you said that I was really talented and you shook my hand. And that actually, that pushed me towards doing my music career and my artwork. Do you remember me? Do you remember me?
Oh no. This is where it comes down to the morals of a man.
Absolutely.
Yeah! He talked about you, I remember.
Here's the thing I'll say. God's honest truth. So for me, in these conventions, when we started, I felt like it was a money grab. I felt embarrassed to be asking people for money for my autograph If I see you in my hometown, I will sign anything ever. What happened was I came here and I saw people and I saw little kids walking around with blue hair and stitches on their face, and I realized that in my life I could transact with somebody else and change a life quickly. So what I want you to know is that I don't remember that specific moment, but what I love in these moments is that you can hold somebody as the guy from Scream and impact people. So fame means nothing to me, but it means something to somebody else. It was that night. So it's probably the first time I was here. So for me, it's like I've had moments in my life that I never thought were possible because I don't value fame. When I came up, I wanted to be famous. When I came up, I wanted to be recognized. I've been doing movies now for 30 years. I don't care about fame. What I care about are those moments. If I can impact a kid, if I can hold somebody, if I can hug somebody, if I can be in Oklahoma and hug a little gay kid and be like, I see you, I love you, and change their lives, or you see somebody who's a cutter, or somebody who's lost in drugs, and be like, I love you as a human being, that you can transact in a way that's powerful. Yeah. So I want you to know something. So Skeet started by saying, thank you for being here.
Yeah.
But I want you to know something, that the money you're giving people today is feeding their kids. So our lives go like this. We talk about Scream, we talk about these great moments. Scream was 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Just so you know, we worked for 4 weeks. I got paid $5,000 a week. That seems like a lot of money, but when you take agent, manager, lawyer, and the federal government, you make $2,500 a week. That's not a lot of money to carry you to your next movie. If you do 2 movies a year, you're having an incredible year. But if you take $10,000 and stretch it out over the course of 12 months, it's not a lot of money. So these cons are feeding people's families. I don't know where these actors are in their lives. I'm on a series right now, so I'm at a good point. But I will very soon be in a bad point. I won't have money coming in. So I want to say that you are allowing people to continue on their journey. So thank you again for being here, for giving your hard-earned cash and transactions with people. Sorry, next question. That was the claw.
Dude, I love it when you always say that. It's so true, though. There's not a fabrication in it. We really, I mean, we get paid less and less and less as the years go on. Not because we're aging so much as the business is just changing. There's so much material out there, so many things in production. They can, you know, it just, we don't get paid that much anymore.
Yeah, if you got paid what we got paid every week for
52 weeks?
For 52 weeks, you have a great week.
Yeah.
But if we work 2 months a year, you're having an incredible year. So it just remember that nobody ever tries to make a shitty film. Nobody's ever out trying to make a shitty song. Like, we're all trying to be incredible. And sometimes it works, and sometimes you make Scream, and sometimes you make not Scream. So just know we're all trying to be amazing. But thank you.
Ah, right here, this gentleman right here, because I don't want to walk far.
I just want to settle this. Is it true that you made an appearance in Scream 2?
Well, so I dated Nev Campbell for like a couple for a while, and I walked through the back of one scene.
I'm trying to tell you, you were in the back with blonde hair, correct?
I literally was hanging out with my friends in the back of one. Wes was like, "Walk through the back." That was the worst mistake I ever made. Oh my God! Yes, my little Monchichi. What? You're a werewolf, aren't you? Can you howl like a wolf? You were the best part of my weekend. What is your question? Or did you just standing up? Are you just standing up looking amazing and savage?
You want to pass that along?
You have to disinfect that whole thing now.
She wants to know if you could talk to her like Shaggy.
Yeah. I have to stretch and get ready. Okay. All right, what do you want me to say? I'll say anything you want. What do you want me to say? And this is how the con ended. What? Okay. What's your name? Julie?
Janie.
Genie. Oh, Genie. Like Genie in a bottle.
Oh, there you go. I hear you. You're...
What I do? Zoinks. Gee, you're stealing my thunder. That's my shit.
I've been practicing this for months now, though.
Let's hear it. Zoinks. Terrible. By the way, I don't take off my shirt for your jobs.
I don't take off my shirt in my job.
You should. He's goddamn gorgeous. All right, ready? Like man, Genie, if you see a ghost, run. I'm not done. Stand back up. I'm kidding.
He's got a monologue. Wait.
Okay. I can't do Scooby. By the way, everyone, just so you know, Frank Welker is the voice of the original Fred. He's probably 104 now. He would not appreciate that joke. He also now does Scooby-Doo, so does Scooby and Fred at the same time.
He's probably on his private jet and never heard you say that.
He's an amazing man. Yes. No. I don't really have one. Next question. I mean, honestly, so we just did it as the question was about Scooby Natural. Scooby Natural was like, we just went to the studio and did it. Those boys are nice. I did a convention for that supernatural convention. They're very sweet, but I don't have any connection to it. Next question.
Is it true that Scooby-Doo written by James Gunn was originally supposed to be an adult film that got like...
When you say adult film, it's not an adult film. It was, so the original version of Scooby-Doo was sort of Shrek-esque, so built for adults over kids' heads, and they just never, you've got...
Never supposed to be written.
No, it was supposed to be, they thought it'd be a great idea, and then they tested it, and the whole world was like, this is horrifying. And so they changed the script. Yeah. He's an amazing writer, and I'm super excited for his success. He's, the only thing I ever want, and we can all just take a moment and close your eyes and visualize this, I just want to be in Guardians 3. That's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. That is success for me. We're close to the end because I'm exhausted and I'm not.
Oh my God, get some sleep, guys.
And I'm not gonna make it much longer. Yes.
Do you guys have any characters you resonate with and like were easy to play?
Did Skeet leave? Oh my God.
I have a question.
No question.
Over here.
No more questions.
Over here.
What resonates with you?
You?
I can't quit you.
I've had a couple of them that seemed to be, I mean, it's funny, like, I haven't played a lot of bad guys, but people remember me playing bad guys, but I've played a lot of really, I think, good-hearted people, and one of them was The Magic of Ordinary Days, this thing I did with Carrie Russell, this Hallmark film that was, I don't know, probably as close to me as you get, but yeah, things resonate. They resonate in different ways, though. You use all those things that resonate, all your feelings, and just switch them around for different characters. So Billy got amused by some very interesting things that were, easy to relate to when you switch them around. If that makes sense. It does to me.
I resonated with SLC Punk. I was, let me just tell you right now, I was an obese teenager in high school. I have a severe learning disability. I had braces, I had glasses. I was on the outside looking in. I was a drama geek in high school. So anyone out there who feels like a fucking outsider, don't worry, it works out. Like, just be you. My whole thing is like, do what you love, find your way, find your tribe, and you will find joy. Chase joy. Don't chase money.
Yeah.
Don't chase success. Chase joy, and it'll be okay.
Funny enough, I was one of 3 punks in my high school, full of rednecks and farmers that I grew up in a very small town in North Carolina. And I was on the outside looking in too, and went to try and become an actor I've had open heart surgery, I had tons of body issues and this thick Southern accent, and you work your way through it for the joy of what you do. But he's right, no matter who you are, you can do whatever you want. You can set your mind on something and you can make it happen, as long as you don't quit.
I'm going 2 more questions. Maybe 3. All right, you ready?
Is it true that Jamie Kennedy was originally supposed to push a TV on your face?
I don't remember that in the script.
Oh, no.
I never read a version that happened in.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. But I'll say yes if it makes you happy.
I got one up here.
Okay.
So no, it was less of a question, more of a statement, because earlier you mentioned that how Scream, we all know it as that movie that revitalized horror and the slasher genre, but the way you guys described it at the beginning of the panel was talking about how it revitalized you guys, it actually get you guys, it got you guys you had such a fun time, and in addition to growing from that in the film industry, you enjoyed yourselves. And I just want to say, the way we view the Screams is the way you enjoyed, you grew from it, you grew beyond that, and I realized that synchronicity between the two.
I think we have the same philosophy in that, I love the process of it. I forget that people are going to see it, to be honest. You get so lost in telling the story and the work that you have to do and the things you're doing in your hotel room and then in your trailer and everything before you get to set and all that stuff. You get so lost in it. And the joy comes from that. So whatever you decide to do, for those of you who haven't decided yet to do with your life, know that it is, if you love what you're doing every day, the process of doing it, you've conquered half of life. So you really need to do what you love to do. It's the greatest advice I could give anybody. I write on a lot of the pictures, live your dreams, because you dream it, you need to live it. You need to figure out how to live it, and that is half of your happiness. The other half is your relationships, obviously. But yeah, we were there to. I think we all thought we were, doing great work, and we were enjoying each other and enjoying the process of it, and we had no idea. We had no care. We enjoy it, and I think it's the same on every single thing I do. For me, I love it. I love it, and I know he does.
God, you are so good. This is really good. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Hi. So I was gonna say that I love you and I love you. So one that is for you. You don't get many questions.
I know.
So it's fine.
I'm a big fan of Riverdale. So how is it working with Cole Sprouse?
I think the world of him, to be honest.
Because he's so sweet, so cute.
He's everything. He's incredibly bright. He's charismatic. He's interesting as can be.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's become like family. In fact, he and his brother and his dad, and my family, my kids, me, we're all, you know, my son works for Dylan, shooting an Instagram, well, it's now a Discovery Plus show. He's a cameraman for Dylan and Barbara's show, and so I think the world of those guys. They're you know, when you're a parent, you sort of go, who do I really want my kids to be around to like inspire them to be their best, and they are definitely it.
And my question for you is, what's it like working on Good Girls?
Good Girls?
It's not happening anymore.
What was it like?
It was good. It was an amazing show.
I love that show.
I've never been on TV before. I was on a show called The Bridge, and that is the first time I was hired for a series. So it was great.
Yeah, you were a douchebag in Good Girls.
I don't think that's a question. All right. Yes.
How is it like being on Critical Role just for an organic commercial, and would you want to be a character?
Yes. Who? Show of hands. Who knows Critical Role? Huh? All right.
Bunch of nerds.
Critical Role is a show that's streamed Dungeons and Dragons. I have a Dungeons and Dragons company called Beetle and Grimm's, and we just did a Beetle and Grimm's collaboration with Critical Role. So it's amazing. So half of my joy is found in a game called Dungeons and Dragons. If you're looking for an outlet in life, and you're tired of your phone and you realize it's not giving you what you want, find a game called Dungeons and Dragons. It's the greatest thing ever. All right, last question. Who has the best last question in the house? If it sucks, you're probably going to be beaten outside. I'm super close to you in proximity. How do you feel about your question? Pretty good's not gonna do. All right, here, last question. Uh-oh. Don't judge me. No, you're too loud and drunk. Stop.
What is the best behind-the-scenes story you have to tell about Scream?
All right, that works. We'll go on to a Scream question.
Oh, Lord. Do you have one? You have a behind-the-scenes story? I was like, I'm down for hearing that.
I have one. I have a good one, but it's very personal.
Oh, I know what yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine. That's a great story.
Okay, so we shot, I don't know, what year did we shoot the movie?
I can't remember if it was 95 or 96. It must have been 96.
Check this out. When we shot the movie, there were no cell phones. How weird is that? So I was walking out, I had to call my mom. It was my mom's birthday, I think. I had to call my mom for a reason. And the only cell phone on set, Wes Craven had it, and he was talking to Marianne. So I went out and said, hey, can I borrow that cell phone? I have to call my mom. And he's like, oh, we were just talking about you. And I said, oh my God, what were we saying? He's like, we were saying that one day you're gonna win an Academy Award. I'm like, shut up. He's like, no, seriously, we were just saying that one day you're gonna win an Academy Award. So I said, oh yeah, tell my mom that. So I called my mom, hold on a sec. This is Wes Craven. And Wes Craven got on the phone with my mom and said, someday your son's gonna win an Academy Award. And so in my life, there are moments when you're not working and you feel like you'll never come back. You'll go from Scooby-Doo and not work for a calendar year, and you have to feed your kids, and you think to yourself, maybe I'm done, maybe I'm not talented, maybe all the fear in my mind is true. And these little moments you hold on to in a journey that get you through to the next upside. Little beats where you remember somebody seeing you as exceptional. And that's what gets you through. And so those moments for me, one of them is based on Wes Craven telling you one day I'll win an Academy Award. And instead of going and selling pharmaceuticals like my father-in-law said I should, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna stay acting. And it's not always easy. And every single actor in this room, every single actor you see, from top to bottom has those moments of insecurity, like every single person in this room. So
They call it imposter syndrome. Is that the?
it's just like feeling like you suck. But everyone in here has to find those moments and hold on to them. So that's a great question. So thank you guys. It's super powerful. You guys, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for waiting in our lines. Thank you for supporting this con. And Dave, thank you for supporting each other. Keep it up. Much love. Be safe. Much love. Good night.
Thank you all. Thank you.